Yo, something that I don't talk about a lot, just because I like keeping my friends, is that I'm vegan, like hardcore vegan, like no milk, no eggs, no honey, and I've been like that for a long time. Like I'm 25, like I became vegan when I was 15, so so yeah, like literally like a decade of veganism. Like pretty much everything about my body is vegan at this point. Um, and one of the few mainstream brands that actually makes vegan flavors is Ben and Jerry's, because what a lot of people don't know is that Ben and Jerry's is actually really woke. Like, you know what I mean? Like the original creators are like social activists, and they'll like put like progressive messaging like on the cartons and stuff like that. And one of the creators is kind of in the news for some of his views on Palestine. So
Ice cream brand Ben& Jerry's said in a lawsuit filed Wednesday that the parent company Unilever has silenced its attempts to express support for Palestinian refugees. The lawsuit is the latest sign of the long-simmering tensions between Ben& Jerry's and Unilever.
Unilever is like one of those shell companies that has like a bunch of companies underneath it, like just hundreds and hundreds of brands. Okay, so I haven't heard of a lot of these, but like Bertolli, Country Crock, Slim Fast, Vassell, Axe, dang, Wall, Skippy, Sunsilk, Aviance, Dove. Okay, what a weird lineup of stuff. I guess like just products that come in bottles, I guess, or they're just acquiring whatever. Caress, Lipton, huh? I guess some of these must be popular in other countries.
A rift erupted between the two in 2021 after Ben& Jerry's said it would stop selling its products in the Israeli-occupied West Bank because it was inconsistent with its values. That
Which is based, by the way, which is based. Like I feel like if you're a company that's still contributing to Israel, like the history books are not going to be kind to you. Um, what Israel is doing right now is really so far past the point of like, oh, it's a war, or oh, like they're defending themselves. Like it's if you pay attention to the news, like whatsoever, it's literally like dozens of children being killed every single day, and like I really don't respect. And look, it's like Israel is a market. Like people need to feed their kids. Like whatever. Like I understand. Like people need money from Israel, but for a big company like Unilever, that has like just so much capital, probably to not respect just one of their brands' decisions to uh to not cater to a specific, probably very small market is ridiculous. It's gross.
led some investors to divest Unilever shares. The ice cream maker then sued Unilever for selling its business in Israel to its licensees there, which allowed marketing in the West Bank and Israel to continue. The lawsuit was settled in 2022. In its new lawsuit, Ben& Jerry's says that Unilever has breached the terms of that settlement. The new lawsuit says that Unilever is required to respect and acknowledge Ben& Jerry's independent board's social mission.
I love that. I love that. Now, they're not perfect here, right? I mean, again, as a vegan, like they do have an ice cream company, and like milk production is probably one of the most evil industries on the planet. And they do contribute to it because they have dairy ice cream. But, beggars can't be choosers. They do at least make vegan stuff, and they're willing to sue for their values. That's awesome. That's cool. You know what I mean? Not to live out or anything, but I mean, isn't that what we want companies to do? I bet this isn't going to make them money. They're just doing it because that's just how they feel, you know?
In response to a Reuters story, Unilever said in an emailed statement that its heart goes out to all the victims of the tragic events in the Middle East, but that it rejects the claims. Within the lawsuit,
It's seeing videos of Gaza is always so surreal because it's like imagine living in that hellscape. Like imagine living in that hellscape where you're constantly scrambling to not get bombed and your children are at risk of getting blown up and nobody even cares. You know what I mean? The best you can get is just like some TikToker like complaining about it. I mean, yeah, like man, who's gonna save them? Nobody. You're not even letting, and then if you speak out in their favor, then you know the corporate America tries to crush you. It's so disappointing. Jesus.
Ben & Jerry's said it has tried to call for a ceasefire and support the safe passage of Palestinian refugees.
Ceasefire, like I feel like that's so fair too. It's like ceasefire. A bunch of kids are dying. Let's do ceasefire, yo. And I don't think Hamas is good. Like I don't like I don't. But when you get deeper into the politics there, it's like a lot of Israeli leadership doesn't mind Hamas being in power because that's a way for them to hold on to power themselves. But it's like, this needs to stop, yo. This needs to stop. Like, oh my God. Okay, so I'm on the Ben & Jerry's official website, and they have a section specifically for issues that we care about. Ben & Jerry's social mission seeks to eliminate injustices in our communities by integrating these concerns into our day-to-day business activities. Dang, yo. I mean, if this company was made in 1978, like that was a very transformative time politically. Like, maybe they're like some hippies, low key. I mean, got the pride flag and shit. Let's see. Racial justice. There is an awakening happening in our country, a new movement of advocates and activists that are countering the narrative that we've moved into a post-racial era. It's a movement that is standing up for Black lives and insisting that all of us acknowledge the deep systemic structural racism that exists in our country today. It's a movement that demands that we confront injustices of the past and present so that we may move forward together to build a nation of liberty and justice for all. Okay. Yeah, they're openly endorsing Black Lives Matter still. Dang, okay. Fair trade, rights and dignity of refugees, democracy, campaign finance reform, LGBT rights, okay, like non-GMO standards, climate impact, climate justice, like, and look, like you can be cynical about it if you want. In fact, you probably should be. Like, again, this is a company, this is a corporation, like their incentive is to make money. But, as far as like a multi-international corporation that's owned by Unilever goes, it's kind of surprising that they get so deep into this stuff. It's actually pretty incredible. Which ultimately kind of just boils down to what went down today, where Ben from Ben & Jerry's got all up in RFK's grill up in Congress talking about, yo, free Palestine.
Members of the audience are reminded to
kills children in Gaza and pays it with cuts to Medicaid. That's a bar. No? That's a bar. Yo, this is why I want to get rich, because like when you're a rich old man, you can just do stuff like this and just know I'll be straight. Whatever. Like, you feel me? I'll be straight. Whatever. I can just be openly anti-Israel and I'm still rich because I made Ben & Jerry's.
Disruptions will not be permitted while the committee conducts its business.
It would be an honor. It would be an honor to get escorted out by that black dude, bro. It would be an honor. It would be an honor for the fascists to come escort me out. I'd love that.
Police are asked to remove the individuals from the hearing room.
Congress, Ben, why are you getting arrested?
Move down the hallway. If you stop, you will be arrested.
Poor kids in Gaza by
So true. This is so true. This is truth to power. Like literally, like we need someone that's just out there just saying this out loud and just being disruptive. Like, because they just want us to just complain about it online. No, we need to be up at where they're at and be like, you're killing kids. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? And when powerful people do it, it's even better because they know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they know they'll be okay. It's like their wealth and power is a shield, and we know if they lose their freedom, how dire the situation is. So shout out to Ben, yo.
Buying bombs and pays for it by kicking kids off Medicaid in the U.S.
Ben, what are you calling for the Congress and senators to do for Gaza?
They need to let food into Gaza.
They do need to let food into Gaza. Let Ben and Jerry's in there, yo. I unironically wonder if, I mean, they're not letting any food into Gaza, so I guess that wouldn't work. But man, if I was Ben and Jerry, I mean, it also looks like they got ousted from their company, by the way, like for having these views, right? But it's like, yo, man, if I had an ice cream company like them, I'd be like, yo, I'm airdropping ice cream to the little kids in Gaza. Like, you feel me? It's like, it's really crazy, like how the United States is allowing Israel to starve them like this. It's so gross. I'm so glad that there's a powerful white man that's mad.
They need to let food to starving kids. Congress is paying to bomb poor kids in Gaza and paying for it by kicking poor kids off Medicaid in the U.S.
It's true. He's based. Bubba base. He's Bubba based. I actually bought some ice cream to celebrate this hero. You know, it would be nice if you guys, you know, only made vegan flavors. You know, that's a conversation for another day. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful that people like this are speaking up.